Welcome back to Bree's Dark Desserts. Tonight, we begin the first move in a two-part story. In 1971, the world watched Bobby Fischer and Boris Spassky face off in the match of the century. On the surface, it was just chess, but beneath it, it was war without blood. The US and the Soviet Union using two men as their pawns. As we bake blonde brownies, we'll uncover how this match symbolized a global struggle between light and dark. Though this is only half the story. It was July 1972, Reykjavik, Iceland. The world held its breath as two men sat down at a chessboard. But this wasn't just chess, it was a battle of nations, a cold war fought with pawns and bishops instead of guns and bombs. On one side sat Bobby Fischer, the American prodigy, unpredictable, brilliant, and volatile, a man who once declared, "I don't believe in psychology, I believe in good moves." But his mind was haunted by paranoia, distrust, and obsession. On the other side, Boris Spassky, the Soviet world champion, calm, disciplined, the product of a machine that had dominated chess for decades. For the Soviets, Spassky wasn't just a champion. He was proof that communism produced the greatest minds. This was no ordinary tournament. This was the match of the century. The US and the USSR poured their hopes, fears, and egos into every move. To them, the chessboard became a battlefield. But Fischer almost didn't show up. He demanded more prize money. He hated the lighting. He hated the cameras. He hated the sound of the audience. He was ready to walk away again and again. The world saw a man on the brink, genius teetering on madness. Finally, under pressure, Fischer sat down for the first game, and he lost. Careless, almost deliberately. In the second game, he refused to play. He forfeited. The score was 2-0. The Soviets celebrated. The Americans panicked. But then, the storm arrived. In Game 3, Fischer demanded the cameras be removed. Against all odds, Spassky agreed, and suddenly, the board transformed. Fischer demolished Spassky. Move after move, he attacked like no one had ever seen before. It was brutal, it was beautiful, it was historic. Over the next weeks, the tide shifted. Fischer clawed back, one victory after another. By the end, the score was 12.5 to 8.5. Bobby Fischer, the boy from Brooklyn, defeated the Soviet machine. The unthinkable had happened. But here's the shadow behind the triumph. Fischer never defended his title. He vanished. He lived in paranoia, exile, conspiracy, and silence. His brilliance had burned too brightly, too fast. The match of the century wasn't just about chess. It was about two men caught in the gears of history, one calm and steady, the other unpredictable and wild, light versus dark, order versus chaos, a perfect mirror of the Cold War itself. On that board, the world wasn't just watching chess. The world was watching a war played in silence, where every move carried the weight of nations. In the midst of our earthly battles, we are reminded of James 4:1. What causes fights and quarrels among you? Don't they come from your desires that battle within you? Even a genius mind like Fischer's was not immune to pride, obsession, and the weight of ambition. As we savor our blonde brownies, remember, even the most brilliant strategy cannot replace wisdom from above. And as the match of the century came to a close, the applause faded. But in the shadows, another game was unfolding, one far darker and far more chilling. This has been Bree's Dark Desserts. If you enjoyed this chilling tale and decadent treat, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another story with your fellow dark bakers. Until next time, may your day not only be sweet but blessed, and may the stories and treats inspire both your heart and your hands.